Chris House fans. Chris coming at you today with a nice overview of the new Redcat KAIJU. Look at this thing. Beauty! Loving it. So we're going to give you a little topical overview, and I'm pretty excited. So first things first, let's talk about the body. The body, this thing is just, they nailed it. Like, they even backed it with the silver in there. Like, it's little stuff. So they got this really nice, like, translucent blue. Some of you guys might call it a candy blue. They got these beautiful graphics with, like, the see-through effects. You can still see the paint line. This is next to the Redcat Gen 8. Like, you know, with the international body, this is probably the nicest body I've seen them produce. I do like the ones on the Tier MT 10E as well, which is pretty cool, but this is great. And hey, hashtag Arrma life here. They got the little burp beat, you know, the little body clips on the suspenders there. When I was a kid, I had those on my gloves because, you know, my aunt made me these gloves. They were old, they were ugly, but you know, like the penguin ones, and I'd lose them. It was it was good times. It was great. So I still lose them now. Okay, let's look at the rest of the truck here. This thing is beef. This thing is an animal. First things first, look at this. Look at the dust cover. And let's take it off. Hey, look, I'm working at the... Would you like fries with that? Huh? No refunds. There we go. So yeah, hair net's good for it. Was supporting working guys out there, right? So okay, the chassis layout. I gotta tell you, this structure here, this is like mini X Max / Max. Redcat's going for the throat on this thing, and I'm absolutely loving it. Couple things, I got a couple gripes, but I'm gonna get to those because I'm gonna keep it mainly positive because I'm stoked on this truck. Big, huge. Let's talk about the wheels. Actually, let's get into a gripe, okay? These wheels, loving them, little soft, okay? I want belted wheels, okay? But we got the Pro Line wheels. We got those available, so you can put those on here. These are like a Badlands clone. I'm loving it. I think this is great. Let's pop off a wheel here. Let's take a look. Serrated wheel nut. I don't know if you guys can see the grooves in there, and they're like helical serrated.
Why are you so excited?
Because
serrated wheel nut. This is amazing. I like it when they're paying attention to a wheel nut. That's cool, okay? And they're lightweight. No, that doesn't mean anything. Lots of ribbing in behind the wheel in there. That means it's going to be nice and strong. This is going to be like a nylon wheel, okay? Foam is a little soft too. I think maybe you didn't have to, if they went with a belted tire. And for all of you guys who don't know, belted means it's like a ply tire. So the tires will be really hard to squish. Okay, where these are nice, these are squishy, okay, but lightweight, which is really good. So I'm not knocking it. In the rim design with the Redcat in there, whew, cool. Wheel design hubs. This is some real like graphite looking plastic in here. I don't even know that, like fibrous. It's like the cereals I like to eat, you know, with the orange juice. Not on it, because that, I know we're from Canada, we do weird stuff here, but big constant velocity axles in there. These axles look to be about the same size as what Arrma is using. And I'm going to do a lot of comparisons with Arrma and Traxxas because this vehicle is designed and engineered to go head-to-head and beat them out. Only time will tell. Love the shock guards here. I think that's wonderful. Big shocks, not too big though.
That's what she said.
I know it might seem, and you know what? They're nylon capped, which is going to be stronger than the standard kind of like ABS kind of style plastic that they're using. So Traxxas uses a little bit, I don't want to say cheesier shock cap, but I know it's a shock cap. It's like me talking about the wheel nut for 3 minutes. Suspension is plush. This is beautiful. This, like, oh, loving it. Okay, big huge turnbuckles. I don't know why they... Oh, actually, I do know why. Okay, you guys want to see Genius 101? Hey, I got to replace a turnbuckle end link here. Hey, I don't have to stick something through the end of it. I can actually use a wrench and turn it off. That's genius, and it makes it look really burly and tough, which I am going to assume that it is. Let's just pop... I'm going to pop this front wheel back on. Let's pop off the rear wheel here and take a look at the back. Again, you're getting constant velocity axles in the back as well. And they didn't use a serrated nut there. I'm just kidding. I don't want to talk about the nuts anymore. It's nuts in here.
Stop it. Get some help.
Okay, so they are using different front and rear arms by the look of it, but it looks like, yeah, it looks like you're going to use the same drive shafts front and rear. That's just stuff we like. Now, a downside is this is an all-new vehicle, and an all-new vehicle means parts supply might be a little in short demand. That's okay. That's all right. It's usually just temporary. Redcat's pretty excellent. Wiring. Let's take a look at some wiring here. They have LEDs front and back. Excellent. Really cool. Wiring is actually got this like jacket material on it, and it's stiff. No just piddly little wires hanging around. Hexfly Electronics, which is, I believe, a Hobbywing OEM spec for these guys. Big motor, big speed control, 150 amp speed control, and a 25 kg servo. And I bet your bottom dollar, there's another loser right there, okay? Look at that plastic servo horn. That's doo-doo.
Oh, that's nasty.
That's okay. It's all right. Come on, Redcat. Get the metal servo horn in there. Chassis got a really cool profile. It's got this kind of hump here, which I guess that's just for like the rear end clearance, which would be nice maybe if it was straight. I'm really nitpicking there, but not too much hardware. Maybe a little too much. This is Mama Bear's hardware. Okay, that's just right. I prefer Papa Bear hardware. And we'll get into some comparison videos later, but when you do look at some Traxxas vehicles, there's like 8 screws in the bottom. You know, you got a lot more than 8 screws, but it's all good. It's all good. The hardware's countersunk. Again, you got this really cool fibrous plastic. Very good. Built-in bell crank, servo saver in there as well. That's going to really help. Now, what a servo saver is, folks, for some of you guys considering this truck, is when you hit something, first of all, that plastic gear servo horn, that's just going to strip out. Okay, but what that servo saver is going to do is it's going to open up. And when it opens up like that, it actually it takes away the shock from the whole steering system, which is going to make your truck last longer. And that's what we want, okay? We want you to use this truck and have fun with it, and it works. Battery tray as well. Battery tray has twin straps here. Great, okay? Twin straps are nice, and I like that they're like this. Arrma uses that front and back style, like a cross. I believe this is all you actually need on vehicles. I think it's totally overkill. And it looks like you can maybe adjust these, or you can put optional ones in. But and it comes with a jumper. Here's another little nitpick here. Now, this wiring gauge is 10. That is huge wire. When I see 10 gauge wire, you know, I'll give you guys a car audio reference real quick. Remember Sony amps, like 5,000 watts?
It's over 9,000!
We love you, Sony, but at the same time, you look at it and it's got like a 10 amp fuse on it. You're like, yeah, it's a 100 amp, you know, 100 watt amplifier. When I see this here, this is telling me this puts out 150. This is 150. But we got Dean's ends, which I believe are only rated at about 50, 60 amps continuous. We don't believe that's going to be a big problem, but I gotta tell you, they look like high quality ends, but it would have been nice to maybe see something with a little bit bigger end. We can easily, no charge, when you buy vehicles from Chris's house, we'll put XT60s on here, XT90s. We'll even match it up to IC5s. We don't do Traxxas adapters, they don't sell those separate, but we can, we'll solder those on if you need. But it does come with a really nifty little jumper, so you could run one battery. I believe when you're running a single battery, this is gonna be great. I know it's a 6S rated truck. Single, probably 4S is probably what you're really gonna want to start with, and then if you want to do two, which is a 2S pack, or you could do two twin 3Ss. Something that comes up in debate as well is guys like, well, I want a 6-cell battery. I don't recommend 6-cell batteries for a few reasons. The cost is usually high up front, it takes longer to charge, and there's 6 little batteries inside that one big battery. Usually doesn't relate to lasting as long, and if one cell goes down, they're kind of all down. Really cool receiver placement up here. So we got the receiver in here with a little waterproof box. Let's just pop that little pin out, get in there. It's crammed, but it's in there, okay? Good. I like it. Let's talk about the rear end real quick. I love this thing's rear end. I love it. Okay, here's a gripe. I think these are ugly the way these are mounted. I think these should be a little wider, and I don't like the gray plastic and the white inside. I think it was all black, or if you had like a blue or a red aluminum insert, it looked better. I'm just nitpicking, okay? It's a nitpick. It's small. I think this is a really cool, like I could really torque on this thing, and it's in there. It's good, okay? And I like that, because this thing, it gets beat, man. Like, there's nothing I can do to this car. I can hit it with a hammer, and that's what's going to be happening. and it is adjustable too. There's one screw, pops out. You can adjust this. You have 4 positions, but like you gotta think like that. But ball bearing, oh, it's smooth. ABEC 5. That's for all you kids born in the 80s and 90s with rollerblades. I don't know, maybe it's still a thing. You do have one thing I almost missed here. You have these balls in here, and that I assume is for a an anti-sway bar, like torsion bar system, which is gonna help the truck handle a bit better. Here's the thing, I'm glad they didn't include it. Do you know why? This thing's not about handling. It's gonna handle well. Suspension, bottom, so it's a full bottom mount suspension design. You can really send this thing, like you actually have, we call it, I refer to it as negative wheel travel. I'm sure YouTube comments are going to educate me well. I like getting schooled. Remember, it's fitment, not fitment. I got my GED. I'm good. So I like this. I like that the wheel can go negative, and the big reason is I know it's a really tough chassis. Redcat chassis quality has improved so much in the last few years that I know you could take this thing full send it, and it's going to hold up. Now, the other thing, too, is we're in Canada. We're in Southern Ontario here at Chris' house, and a lot of guys run, and we do get a fair amount of broken parts here, especially because it's, you know, today was negative 18 degrees Celsius. Gotta say that, because someone's like, negative 18, you know, like, your igloo would freeze. I know, yeah. Other than that, I'm liking it. I want to grab the radio real quick. This is the Redcat radio that it comes with. It's the it's an RCR2CE. Not that really means a lot. It's a 2-channel radio. It's got this really cool smoked kind of cover on it, which looks a little better than the older ones. And it has a nice rubber grip wheel. This is a basic radio, but I gotta tell you, I like these about twice as much as the STX2 radios. You know, I've never been a real big fan of what Spectrum's including with their entry-level stuff. That's okay. I mean, it's entry-level radio. A lot of guys change this stuff. I like this radio though better than the ones that come with the Arrma stuff stock and the ones that come with Traxxas stock. So Redcat, you're winning, but you're winning by kind of default there a little bit, okay? It's like, we learned about this in school, and yes, we're talking about schooling. It's clearly a big sensitive subject for me, but it's the least objectionable radio theory. We're not picking the radio we like the most, we're picking the one we hate the least, and this one does really, really well, okay? So, you know, 4 AA batteries in there. It's good. I like it. I'm new. Okay. Other than that, though, the only other thing I would like to add for the radio is I'd like a power limit switch on this. 50, 75, 100. That's where other brands are really killing it. And I know you can probably put the ESC into program mode. Get rid of that. Put it on the remote so I can hand this to little Uncle Billy, or I can hand this to little Jimmy, or what's actually a kid name? Billy and Jimmy, I don't know. Little Susie Q. I can give this little Susie Q and say, here, you can run this and, you know, just go run it. Have some fun. Another thing, too, to note, if you are limiting your speed, like if you're going to run this on a single 3S or 2S batteries, I believe the softer tires are actually going to be a little bit more of an advantage for you, because when you hit things, it's going to blow that extra energy off really quickly, and these are going to be a little more malleable, a little softer, and they're going to follow the terrain a little bit better. I just believe that when you guys are doing the 6S, when you're going to run this full tilt, which I know 99% of you guys are, it's why you're buying a 6S truck.
Damn, these things are fast.
You're probably going to want a tire that's going to be a little beefier. But bumper design looks really good. I'm loving it. You guys nailed the color. Chris's house colors are blue and orange, so if it's blue or orange, I'm freaking buying it. There are cars I don't even... Okay, like... I always got to be careful, but there are cars I brought in because I'm like, they come in blue and orange. Buy it now. I will put it in the store because you know, same with Chevy stuff. I've always been a Chevy fan, Toyota fan. So like when Ford stuff comes in, I'm like, I don't like it. It's like the same product. It's just the same car, I should say, and it comes in a Ford. I'm like, I don't know. So I love this truck. I think they did a really great job. When I say I think they did a great job with this truck, this isn't a this is an opinion, mind you, but Redcat is they're really showing us what Redcat 2.0 is all about, and I gotta tell you, I'm really, really impressed. The price points are really aggressive. We're not going to get right into pricing on that because it's going to vary on your market, but overall, this is great. Maybe we should go up with some kind of a scoring system. We should maybe do that. I don't know. Just electronics placement, battery placement. I'm not going to beat a dead horse here. I love it. Come grab one if you want. We've got them here. We've got them on display. You know, wonderful truck. And, you know, doing it again. I don't care. I don't care. My head is so big. You know, my wife makes me hats. She makes these crocheted hats, and I love them. And she's like, and if I put them in the wash, I'm screwed, okay? Do you understand? I have a chrome dome. I had a customer bring me a hat, and he looked at me, and he's like, Jesus. That's what he said. I was like, for what? And he goes, I brought you this hat, but clearly it's for the dog, because it doesn't fit your friggin' head. Chrome dome. Anyways, that's a whole other set of things, okay? Okay, guys, so there you have it. Our Kaiju review, topical review. You know what? If you guys want to see more content from us, you can always feel free to subscribe to our channel and see some more videos. Click the like button if you had some fun. Get some more content. It's good. We love doing reviews on cars. And if you have questions or comments, you can post them below. We're pretty active. We'll get back to you as quick as we can. And we'll hope to see you around.